Upanyas ji has organized, with the help of everybody, such a beautiful session. Upanyasyati iti upanyasah. That which directs us towards something is upanyas. So through him, the Lord is directing all of us to him again. The verses which are studied in detail by almost every sadhaka, everybody has pondered over the meaning of each and every shloka, and that is seen through the elaborations and the explanations that are coming. The ardent desire and the fire within to relate to these shlokas also indicates the amount of blessings that we are receiving from Gurudeva. Two adhyayas are under consideration here: Rajavidya, Rajaguhya Yoga, and Vibhuti Yoga. The Rajavidya, Rajaguhya Yoga, the name rings some alarm bell inside, that it is Rajavidya, and Vidya, as we know, is to gain knowledge. About what is a different question altogether. We may gain knowledge of medicine, engineering, knowledge of becoming a father, knowledge and experience of becoming a mother. Everything is a knowledge, everything is to know. Vid is the dhatu. Whatever you try to know becomes a vidya. Who in this world, then when is this queue of knowing, the vithi of knowing, going to end? And moment we say there are multiple types of knowledges, the question arises in the mind, which is the superior knowledge? Karya kale samutpanne natad vidya natad dhanam. That vidya, that knowledge which is of no use when it is needed, what is the point? Pustakastatuya vidya parastagatam dhanam. The knowledge that is in the book is like the money that is in somebody else's hand. That is fine. But again, the question comes, which knowledge I should have so that I know that I have Paramadnyan. There is nothing beyond that. That is most important. Otherwise, my life is so limited by the time. Overall, those 60, 70, 80 years are already subtracted by 15 on the other side, either side. In first 15, we do not know anything. In the last 15, we are as good as we do not know anything, but we cannot do anything. In the middle that is left, half is gone in knowing that how stupid I am. So the Vanaprastha appears to be the first twilight of the life where a thought comes in the mind that something is going amiss. So in that much period, how do I attain the Vidya which is superior of all? So there has to be a king among the Vidyas. So that which is king among the Vidyas can be defined by only one small criteria. That Vidya, once if it is obtained, nothing else remains to be obtained. Kasmin bhagavo vidnyate sarvam idam vidnyato bhavati. That Vidya, if I get, there is no other Vidya I am required to attain to. That is the topmost of the Vidya, and such a Vidya is called the king amongst the Vidyas, Raja Vidya. But immediately Bhagavan attaches to it the second word Raja Guhya. Why? There are Guhya or Gudha in this world that is created for us. We all know mysteries. What are we doing? What are the scientists working for day and night in all the laboratories to find the mysteries of the universe? Right now there is a mystery going on. What is this virus? Mystical thing. Why? Not known to the human intellect as yet. But again, this virus itself must have been existing somewhere. We were even not aware of it. That means the mystery was already existing. Just because it manifested, we started searching for it. What it means is there are guhyatamam things in the sun, the spark that flares up, it travels at the speed of something like 100 million miles a second. Why is it happening? We don't even think about it. because that is also a mystery to us. We have earthquake, similarly we have sunquake happening on the sun, which if heard by somebody, he will die instantly. That is the decibel that it creates. We don't think about it. Why? That jnanam is even that suspense, that guhyata itself is beyond us. So first of all, there are so many mysteries in this world which we are not aware. That which we are aware, we do not know why they are there. Why the virus in 2020? Why not in 2001? And why SARS came that time and why this came? We don't know. What has come, maybe we might try to find out. How we can kill it, we may try to find out. But why? Why is not answered? I have a common cold. Understood. It is because of a virus. Understood. And this is the medication may help you. Understood. But why me? Why now? Why on a Tuesday? Why not on a Thursday? We do not have answers to so many things. They're all guhya for us. Amongst these guhyas, if I keep exploring them, what is that which is the most guhyatam of all? The most guhyatam of all would be the Rajaguhya, the king of all the mysteries. And that is why Lord says, this Vidya which I am going to tell you, Rajavidya, is the guhyatama of all. So it is the Lord of the mysteries and it is Lord of Vidyas. So that means don't expect that Vidya to be absolutely amenable to your intellect so easily, because it is first of all most difficult. It is king amongst the Vidyas. And second thing is, it is Guhya. Guhya means not secretive and all that. Guhya means very difficult to reach. Durgama. Durgama statapatha kavayo vadanti. Durgam patha. Rasta difficult. The track is not so easy. Once this is understood, the question comes to our mind कि ये पूरा झंझट है क्यों? Why try finding out Raja Vidya? Why try finding out Guhya Vidya? That is because we are Jiva. And what is the definition of Jiva? Shastriya definition is Chidabhasa Pravrutta. That is a different definition. Let us take a very simple definition. Jiva has three criteria and focus more on the human being as a Jiva. Jnana ki avashyakta, Jnana avashyakta, Karma anivaryata, and Prema bubhuksha. If these three are existing, he is a human being or he is a Jiva. Jnana anivaryata. Jnana anivaryata क्या होती है? Always we are trying to know. At the basest level, what we want to know, उसका क्या हुआ? सुबह सुबह न्यूज़पेपर की तरफ दौड़ते हैं, क्यों? क्या हुआ? वहां क्या है? आज क्या हुआ? We are constantly hungry for the knowledge. So ज्ञान अनिवार्यता. जैसे ही ज्ञान अनिवार्यता है, वो ज्ञान लेके करते क्या है? कर्म. So कर्म आवश्यकता. आम खाने से मजा आता है. ज्ञान आ गया, अब मैंगो. Run for getting a mango. कर्म. So ज्ञान आवश्यकता, कर्म अनिवार्यता. तो खाली दोनों से भी काम नहीं चलता है कि नॉलेज आ गया और उस हिसाब से मैंने खा लिया. नहीं, आई वॉन्ट समबडी टू लाइक मी, समबडी टू लव मी, आई वॉन्ट अफेक्शन विथ समबडी. फिर वो डॉग हो, भाई हो, बहन हो, रिश्ता हो, गुरु हो, शिष्य हो. दैट मीन्स प्रेम बुभुक्षा, हंगर फॉर प्रेम, necessity of knowledge, and compulsion of doing the karma in combination forms jiva. तो एक तो पक्का हो गया कि if I am a jiva, then I would definitely like to learn more and more. That means knowledge I will always try to expand. So it becomes vidya anivaryata. And then the confusion gallows at that point of time. Knowledge about inventing wheel, knowledge about making a chariot, then chariot getting into a car getting into a Ferrari. The knowledge keeps on propagating itself with new and newer vistas of knowledge coming, without realizing that what is the highest knowledge that I should be trying, instead of finishing birth after birth in acquiring knowledge. It is better to spend one birth in acquiring supreme knowledge. Once this is clear, then person like Arjuna becomes excited, and then he asks Lord, I don't want to learn now anything else. Can you tell me what is Rajaguhya and that is a Vidya, Rajavidya, the top amongst that? And then the Lord starts with this ninth adhyaya and says that Arjuna, you are close to me. Array, you are sadhana chatushta sampanna. That means you are like son to me now. Now I shall definitely tell you. Because why? Your eligibility is there. You have been selected. Why you are selected? Let me also tell you that. The Lord says, let me tell you first thing why you are selected. Pravakshami anusuvaye. You are not prejudiced. That's why I'm going to tell you. अब ये देखिए, in the first statement itself, Lord has given a very dire warning. ये जो प्रेजुडाइज वाले लोग भगवत गीता की तरफ आते हैं, उनको नमस्कार करो, बोलो कोई जरूरत नहीं आने की, भगवान ने ही आपको निकाल दिया है. What is the guarantee Lord Krishna was there? And how do I know that? How do I, as if he seems to be the somebody who is ordering Lord Krishna to come to his house. ये जो काम है ना, ये this is called अनुसूवये, prejudice. तो प्रेजुडाइज लोग जो आपके साथ झगड़ा करने चाहते हैं, आई हैव मेट मेनी पीपल हु से डॉक्टर साहब ये क्या गारंटी है कि ये गीता घटी थी? तो मैं उनको बोलता हूँ सही बात है, वाई अनसुवये, ये आपके लिए है ही नहीं. क्यों? उसके लिए भी तो कृपा होती है. जब बहुत जन्म का पुण्य किया तभी तो ये श्रद्धा उत्पन्न हुई है, ऐसी श्रद्धा नहीं आती है साहब. The so-called modern scientific people are the deprived people in that sense. What they say is right, that I must get a proof, I must get an experience. We accept that. In fact, it is challenged. People like Gurudeva says, come. इसका जर्फ आजमा तो जरा, तू मैकदे में आ तो जरा. मैदान में बुला लेते हैं ऋषि लोग, वो प्रॉब्लम नहीं है. बट ये जो है कि they should come down at my level and tell me, मुझे सामने दिखाओ राम. ये जो है अनसूया, no, न प्रवक्ष्यामि. But Arjuna, you are not like that. You are anasuvaya. Asuya nahi hai. So pravakshami. And not only pravakshami, it is not a theoretical lecture, Arjuna, that I will be giving you. Jnana vijnana sahitam. कैसे है ये भी बताऊंगा. Otherwise, we go to the cookery class. वो पेपर पेन लिया, पूरा रेसिपी लिख के लाए, खाया ही नहीं. What use is the recipe if it is not enjoyed by following it and tasting it? That is Vijnana. Jnana Vijnana Sahitam. 7th chapter is Jnana Vijnana Yoga. In fact, 9th chapter is a echo of 7th chapter in a little different manner. Ekam Sat Vipra Bahuda Vadanti. The same truth has been told of 7th in 9th adhyaya, but style of narration is different. इसलिए माधुर्य बिल्कुल कम नहीं हुआ है, रस बिल्कुल नहीं कम हुआ है. Rasam is there, madhuryam is also there. Then he says, I am going to talk to you about Guhyatama Raja Vidya. प्रत्यक्ष अवगमम धर्म्यम. भगवान का गारंटी, नीचे गारंटी कार्य लिखा हुआ है कि यू आर गोइंग टू हैव इट, नो इट बाय डायरेक्ट एक्सपीरियंस. प्रत्यक्ष अवगमम. देन सुसुखम, इमेंस रिजॉइसिंग विल बी देयर फॉर यू. कर्तुम अव्ययम. ये दो चीजें हमारे लिए बहुत जरूरी है. कर्तुम, ये बोलने वाली बात नहीं है. मैं कहता आखन की देखी, तू कहता कागज की लेखी, तेरा मेरा मनवा कैसे एक होई रे. कबीर महाराज से ये आप कागज वाला है ना, इल्म बस कर यार. बुल्ले शाह से ये नॉलेज का पढ़ना बंद कर. एक अलिफ तेरे दरकार. वन वर्ड इज इनफ. ओम. व्हाई? बिकॉज इट इज समथिंग टू बी प्रैक्टिस्ड. कर्तुम. एंड वंस यू गेट द रिजल्ट्स, हाउ आर द रिजल्ट्स? हमारा विद्या क्या है, हमने मेडिकल ले लिया, बट उसका अब पता पड़ा कि इसके आगे भी कुछ है. फिर वो एमए हो गया, पीएचडी हो गया, वो खत्म ही नहीं होता. ये विद्या वैसी नहीं है. अव्ययम, इट इज नॉन पेरिशेबल. बट एक बात है, द वन हु डज नॉट बिलीव इन व्हाट आई से, आई कैन नॉट टेक हिज साइड. यू वांट टू लर्न गुह्य राज विद्या, गुह्यतम विद्या, राज विद्या, एंड येट यू हैव नो फेथ इन मी. तो फेथ ही नहीं है. इफ देयर इज नो फेथ, व्हाट प्रोग्रेस यू आर गोइंग टू मेक? सो अश्रद्धा दानः पुरुषः मृत्यु संसार वर्तमानी. He will be definitely in the cycle of birth and death. Why? He knows, he listens to me, but श्रद्धा नहीं है. So first thing is श्रद्धा. जानता तो हूँ सवाबता तो जो हूँ, पर तबीयत इधर नहीं आती. A Sufi says कि धर्म के बारे में I know, but I don't feel like doing anything for that. Why? Shraddha is not there. Shraddhavan labati jnanam. Shraddha means what? If the mother keeps asking a would-be bride, just married girl, if she keeps asking, what is the guarantee I can become a mother? Her mother will tell her, have faith, you will get a child. तो श्रद्धा ही होती है ना कि पहले बोलेंगे मुझे एक्सपीरियंस दे दो फिर मैं मां बनती हूँ. यू हैव टू हैव दैट फेथ. मेडिकल कॉलेज में जाने से डॉक्टर बनता है ये किसी ने बोला, वी हैव फेथ सो वी गो टू मेडिकल कॉलेज. नहीं, पहले मेरे को गारंटी दिखाओ. नो, you have to have faith. And faith on what? Not anybody. Faith on somebody who has realized the goal. That means aptavakya, guru vakya. Once this much has been told, Lord is now directly going to talk about Rajaguhya. Now this is a $1 million would be a third-rate word to describe, but priceless treasure the Lord is opening now. And that priceless treasure is the treasure which is absent in many other philosophies. Maya tatam idam sarvam. Pehla prized treasure from the Rajaguhya has come out. Maya tatam idam sarvam. Idam sarvam. That means sarvam is idam. That which is not me is idam. Aham, idam. All that which is not me is from me. The first postulate has been forwarded by the God. Jagat avyakta murti naam. Before the first bolt has been received by the sadhaka, Lord is giving second bolt. ये जो idam sarvam बोला ना, ये तुमने जो express किया, what I have expressed you have seen, but I have something which is much more than this, which is not yet expressed, called avyakta. Include that also. Matsthani sarvabhutani nach aham teshva avasthitaha. 7th adhyay. This is again the sound of the same shloka. Vyakta and avyakta, both are from me. Second bolt in the blue. Okay, fine. Sadhaka somehow tried to digest it. The Lord comes with the third and the final jolt, which is very difficult to digest. Nacha matsthani bhutani. Ab ye problem. The thought paradox has come. Everything is from me. Nothing in this world is without me. However, my dear, I am not in any of them. It sounds like a very dualistic thing. Either you are there or you are not there. That much is our understanding so far. You say I am there also, I am not there also, yet nothing can be without me, yet I am not into. This is now becoming a thought paradox. Ye Rajaguhya. This, if it is understood, everything is understood. राजगुह्य यही है कि हम सब मां, सब हमी मां, हम है बहुरी अकेला. I am into everything. Everything is in me, yet I am not into anything. There are third controversial statements God is making. It feels like that. Thought paradox. तभी तो उसको गुह्य बोला है. राजगुह्य का मतलब ये है. And then one who understands me in what I have said in these three statements. I am into everything. Everything is in me. I am not into anything. The one who has understood this thought paradox, Pashyami Yogam Aishwaryam. ये जो मेरी majesty है, I am everywhere, everything is in me, yet nothing is in me. One who has understood this, he has understood my Yoga Aishwaryam. This is the bullseye of Rajaguhya Yoga. नहीं समझ रहा है ना अर्जुना? चलो मैं दूसरा एग्जांपल देता हूँ. After 100 Brahma years, what happens? There is a cosmic sleep. Everything becomes nitrista avastha. Pralay ho gaya. Where did everybody go? Where is everything? Where is the knowledge that everything? Where is the knowledge also? Where is it gone? In Manusmriti, a beautiful description is given when pralay happens. What happens? Tamo bhutam. Darkness envelops the cosmos. And why the word darkness? Because light bhi nahi hai. तो डार्क को डार्क बोलेंगे और व्हाट? बिकॉज डार्क इज इन पर्सपेक्टिव विद द लाइट. अब लाइट भी नहीं है तो डार्कनेस भी नहीं है, समझना मुश्किल है. दैट इज व्हाई द वर्ड यूजेस डार्कनेस, तमो भूतम, अप्रज्ञातम, अननोन टू एवरीबॉडी, अलक्षणम, इनडिस्क्राइबेबल, क्योंकि लक्षण ही नहीं, सब बीज में चला गया, लक्षण नहीं है. No criteria to describe anything. This is what happens when Brahma sleeps after 100 years of Brahma. Then he is awake after his sleep is over. Then what happened? All that was there, it got expressed outside. That means when it was expressed, from where it came? From me. When it was not existing, where did it go? In me. And yet, whatever this happened, I'm not in it. Now this, if it has to be understood, the logic, tarka is also going simultaneously. What is the tarka? Understand the universal first, then come to individuality. Our problem is we try to understand individuality and try to comprehend universal into it. Why am I unhappy? Because I did not get XYZ, because my indriya wanted it. These are in particulars. Don't go into individual particulars. What is universality? Object was Lord, I am Lord, desire is Lord. Even the sorrow that I got was possible for me to comprehend the sorrow because of Lord. Universal to particular. Try to understand the ocean. Waves are automatically understood. If the ocean is asked, are you in waves? He will say, yes, I am in waves because they are my part. Oh, that means no wave is without ocean? Yes, no wave is without ocean. Oh, now I understood. Wave means ocean. No. That is the mistake. The ocean says, wave is not ocean. Wave is too small a thing. I am in ocean. I am in wave. Yes. Wave is in me. Yes. But wave is not ocean. Why? Ocean is different. In the similar manner, the cosmos as well as the creation goes this way. And then every time a new wave is formed, every time a new Vishwa is formed, again the same Rama comes, same Krishna comes, same everything comes, Sanatan Rishi comes, Saptarshis come, all they come, again they all go, again they come. When has it started, sir? When did we start? Anadi. How long it will continue? Ananta. For everybody? No. The one who comes to me, for him, it is a tamasha. It is a Maya, playing the jugglery, as they call it. It is a Maya Vishwa. This will continue. Only for those who escaped. In Valmiki Ramayanam, it has been said that now the new Brahma, when he will create the Vishwa, who is going to be the new Brahma? Hanuman himself. Swayam Nava Vyakaran Arthavetta Brahma Bhavatyapi Te Prasadat. This is the description of Hanuman coming as new Brahma for the new Vishwa. This keeps happening. Sarva Bhutani Kaunteya Kalpadya Visrujam Aham. When everything is Visrujya, I am only there. वो जो बाल मुकुंद रूप, lying on a piece of, or Bal Narayan lying on water with the toe of his feet in his hand. वो दिखने में बाल है, but वही बाल रूप है जिसके अंदर पूरा ब्रह्मांड समाया हुआ है. That is why Ananta Koti Brahmanda Nayaka. That is how Sadgurus are described. Because why? That Tattvam which is so small, that can become so big. And when they become big, why do they come? Why do they become big? It's all because of Arjuna, their karmas. Why? Because karmas have bound them. Karma bandhanat. All this is happening because of karma bandhanat. Then Lord, what about you? You're also doing some karma. No. Arjuna, you are mistaken. Na chamam tani karmani nibadnani. I regulate the karma siddhant, but I am not bound by it. मेरा कर्म जो है ना, उसको लीला बोलते हैं, कर्म नहीं बोलते, क्योंकि मैं प्रभु हूं. प्रभु की लीला होती है, आदमी का कर्म होता है, हमारी लीला होती है. और हमारी लीला में जो कर्म होता है उसका कोई पर्पस नहीं होता, प्रयोजन विरहित कर्म. आस्क मी व्हाई डिड आई क्रिएट द वर्ल्ड. मेरे कोई प्रोविजन नहीं है. In the world, these things are happening, karma, nibandha, bandha, all the fine. But creating the universe, I have no prayojan whatsoever. But one thing I can tell you, without my absence, nothing can work. Why? मया अध्यक्षेन सूयते प्रकृति चराम अचराम. Whatever you can think of, not whatever you can see by your indriyas, वो तो बहुत ही limited है, they are very limited. Whatever you can think of, maya adhyakshena. I am always a presiding thing there. I always preside. हो जानानि मां मूढ़ा मनुष्यामि तनुम अश्रिताम. क्या है, people have no idea. आसन हमारे मंदिर में बैठा, ब्रह्मचारी पूजन लागे पथरा. People try to put me into small frame. मुझे 2 हाथ वाला 4 हाथ वाला समझते हैं. अवजानामि मां मूढ़ा मनुष्यामि. And people don't understand, Arjuna, my nature, they don't understand. I tried to tell them my nature. 4 times I showed my Vishwarupa Darshan. In Bhagavad Gita once, but otherwise 4 times I showed it. Every time I showed a different Vishwarupa Darshan. फिर भी नहीं मानते. फिर भी वो लगता है कि मथुरे का कान्हा था और राधा का प्रियकर था. अर्जुना, मुझे मेरे रूप में, in my original रूप, nobody has understood me. Why? Because they get deluded by what they see. Drushtva, not pashyati. Pashyati is the one who sees me in my real nature. Otherwise, what happens? As it is, there are very few people who come to me. Why? There is no sattva guna. When there is no sattva guna, which are the 2 gunas predominate? Rajas and tamas. Rajas wala to whole life is flitting between objects and objects. Tamas wala is so bad that he is not even aware. भगवान नाम की कोई चीज भी है. So those rajas and tamas, you know what they are? Rakshasi prakriti. They are rakshasa. Lord has called them rakshasa. क्यों? मोघशा, मोघ कर्मनो, मोघ ज्ञान. Vyarth. Everything is useless with them. Only few. Who are they? Whose sattva guna predominates. Mahatmam tu daivi prakritim ashritaha. वो महात्मा होते जिनके पास दैवी प्रकृति होती है. वैष्णव जन तो तेने कहिए पीर पराई जाने रे. पीर पराई जाने कब जाने? जब खुद की पीड़ा छोड़ दो तब दूसरों की पीड़ा समझिए. पीर पराई जाने रे. वैष्णव जन तो तेने कहिए. वैष्णव जन मतलब महात्मा, दैवी प्रकृति आश्रित. सततम क्रियंतो माम यततः च दृढ़व्रतः. And then now you are keen. I know, Arjuna, you are keen to develop those daivi sampati. You already have some. You want to now increase it. How? And your mind, the question is, let me answer before you question. How do I increase that sattvikta in me? Abhyas. Satatam kriyanto. Yatatam cha drudhavrataha. और ये दृढ़व्रतः, for that अप्राप्य चीज, so much hard work is required. As Vivekananda says, it's a long and arduous route. Kshurasya dhara nisheta, yeah, that is also in Kutabhanishada. हमारी प्रॉब्लम ये है, we want shortcut. कब से मैं एकादशी कर रहा हूं, अभी तक भगवान नहीं आए. That is not a दृढ़व्रत, sir. That is just the beginning. थोड़ा थोड़ा वो बच्चों का ग कैसे लिखना है, क कैसे लिखना है, that is not knowledge, sir. That is beginning. Drudha taking the vrata, and vrata means angikaran. Angikaran is, it should be right into your blood. That what we take as a vow. Then it is called Drudha Namastasyam cha. And while doing all this, immediately the feeling starts coming in me that I am very close to God, others are not. Why? I am understanding Upanishada, I am talking on Upanishada, I am doing this. Then 4 people come and say that, sir, kya knowledge hai sir aapka? Bas, there is nobody like you in this world. You are trapped into the dead trap. There is no escape out of this. It is better to remain ignorant than becoming this kind of mood. Because it has nothing to do with who gave you the brain, who gave you the knowledge. It is all his. दिया, ले लो, हाथ जोड़ो, भगवान को बोलो, भगवान मेरे ऊपर इतनी कृपा आपने की कि मुझे ये समझ में आ रहा है, मैं उसकी बात कर रहा हूँ, मैं आपका गुणगान कर रहा हूँ. इससे ज्यादा नमस्तस्य. शिवानंद महाराज थे, छोटा बच्चा, न्यूबॉर्न बच्चा भी कोई आता था शिवानंद महाराज को दिखाने के लिए, महाराज उसके पैर छू के नमस्कार करते थे. वाह? सर्वभूतानि पश्यन्ति आत्मतत्वः. This is called natamastakata, namrata, namastasyam cha. Now the question is, Arjuna is completely, first of all, there is a thought paradox. He is baffled now. What to do? Kiski puja karu? Whom do I worship now? Why? Because he said, I am into everything. He said, everything is in me. He said, I am not into anything. Anything cannot be in me. Whom should I catch? Where is my upasya devata? Where is my upasya devata? Manifestation की पूजा करूं, unmanifested की करूं, कि he is not into both of these, उसकी करूं, और करूं तो कैसे करूं, जो मुझे समझ में भी नहीं आ रहा है उसको दिल में कैसे उतारूं? How do I go about it? Bhagwan already knew that this question is coming in Arjuna's mind, and that is why he said, Ekatvena cha puthakatvena cha bahuda vishwato mukham. Look, that now the permission is given in all forms. 3 worships are possible. Ekatvena, pruthakatvena, bahuda vishwato mukham. So you can worship me as manifold. You can worship me as immanent, or you can worship me as transcendent. ये श्लोक जो है ना, this is not a very easy श्लोका to understand. इसका एक बहुत अच्छा एग्जाम्पल कृष्णानंद महाराज ने दिया है. रामकृष्ण परमहंस, no need to talk about him. Who was he? He felt like meeting Trailangya Swami. Now imagine Trailangya Swami in Banaras. What would be, there are so many stories about him. How where he must be, what stage he must be. Ramakrishna Paramahansa goes to him and asks a question. The one who was answering all world's question, Jagat Guru, is asking Trailangya Swami, and what the question is, Maharaj, how many gods are there? And what is the answer given by Trailangya Swami? He did not speak. He did this. 3, then he did this, and then he did this. 3, 2, and 1. What is this 3, 2, 1? This is that 3, 2, 1. Vishwato mukham ekatvena pruthakatvena. You can worship me in whichever way you want. Ek bana charana, duje bana charana, tije bana padamak dharana. Pruthakatvena. In all the manifestations, you can see the Lord and worship it. Hai possibility, hai capacity, to kar lo. Immanent, Ramakrishna ki kar lo. Bhagwan Ram, immanent. नहीं, निर्विघ्न निर्गुण निराकार ओमकार sadhana, transcendent. Go ahead, up to you. And that is why here, after giving clear instruction about who he is and how he is moving forward, now the Lord says that let me explain my manifestations as immanent. Why? You are close to it. If I start talking about my transcendency, it will be very difficult for you to understand and also to worship. Why? This has to develop to that extent. तो डेवलप करने का तरीका क्या है? You want to become a mother. जैसे एक newly married woman, when she's about to become mother, तो क्या करते हैं? All the ladies around, elder to her, they keep teaching her about what motherhood is. That is not actual motherhood, but it is teaching motherhood. फिर उसका ये करना होता है, फिर बच्चे के लिए इतने लगते, अभी बना के रखो, फिर ये खाओ, फिर ऐसा होता है, फिर क्या होता है, जब भी आपको थोड़ा भी लगे ना कि दर्द हो रहा है तो बता देना. All this is a preparation by immanent things. Why? Immanent is known to her also. ट्रांसेंडेंट कौन सी चीज है जिसका अनुभव नहीं हुआ है? वो एक्चुअल डिलीवरी है, वो होने वाली है जब, लेकिन उसकी तैयारी पहले होगी ना, मानसिक तैयारी. सो सिमिलरली on immanent aspect, the Lord is saying aham kratuhu, aham yajnah, swada aham aushadhim, aham japaha, aham ivajjam. And the ghee and the butter in the yajna, I am agni, aham agnihi, aham bhasmaha, aham mata, aham dhata, pita aham yasya jagatah. चोरों के संग चोरी करता, बदमाशों में भेड़ो तू, चोरी करके जो भग जावे, पकड़ने वाला तू का तू. चोर भी तू है, बदमाश भी तू है, पकड़ने वाला भी तू है, इंस्पेक्टर भी तू है. Now he is talking about his immanent aspect, and he says, I am Gati Bhrata. I am the Gati Bhrata. Bhrata is last resort of whatever is happening. So after telling all this, he gives a final recipe to Arjuna, a very important shloka. which should be hammered inside and inscribed on the brain, all the cortex permanently. Ananyaschintayanto ma ye janaha paryupasate tesham nitya abhiyuktanam yogakshemam vahamyam. Out of this yogakshemam vahamyam, we need not read. Why? It is of no use to us. It is for the God. योगक्षेमम वहाम्यम ये हमारा किधर काम है, वो तो उसका काम है. Why read about it? वो हो जाएगा. That is automatic. That is a result. फलश्रुति है, वो अपने आप आएगी. बीज बोना है हमको, फल तो आना ही है. करना क्या है? For him to do योगक्षेमम वहाम्यम अनन्य चिंतयन्तो, अनन्य अन्य न चिंतयन्तो. Our problem is other than God everything we are worried about. Other than God, अगर if we are not worried, why would we worry about what is happening right now? Because हमको ये लगता है हमको कमाना है, कमा के पैसे घर पे लाने हैं. I have to go to the job, I have to make the money because economy is going to be under. In this all discussion, Lord is gone. Where is Lord? How many times in these last 20 days we said that whatever is happening, let it happen. Why I am supposed to think about Lord? नहीं होता है. क्यों? अन्य चिंतयन्तो, अन्य न चिंतयन्तो माम, God is saying. सीधी बात है. You come on this track, then you will meet me. We are going on other track. अनन्यश् चिंतयन्तो माम ये जनः परि उपासते उपास्य देवता तेषाम नित्य अभियुक्तानाम. The one who is constantly enjoined with me. God and me, Jiva and Shiva are conjoined twins. ये conjoined twins होके भी इधर जिसका मुंह है वो देख ही नहीं रहा, इधर भगवान है. तेषाम नित्यम अभियुक्तानाम. Again, the brain starts thinking in a different way for some people who read this shloka. And what do they think? Oh, that means Lord only takes care of this special category. अनन्य चिंतयन्तो माम etc. मैं तो कर नहीं रहा हूँ, इसका मतलब हमारा कौन है वो? तो फिर हम why should I pray? Because I am not ananya चिंतयन्तो माम. And the entire scripture is saying कि you pray and the Lord takes care of you. उधर बोलते हैं सबकी चिंता करता है. He answers to everybody's calls. इधर बोलते हैं only those who are पर्युपासते नित्य अभियुक्त. Controversy होगी. फर्क है दोनों. Lord looks after everybody. फर्क इतना ही है. For the ordinary person, when he prays for his problems that he is getting to the God helps him indirectly as a master through the karmas. And for the extraordinary, Nitya Abhiyukta, what he does as a servant, he helps directly with grace. You want to know the example? Draupadi ko bhi problem aaya tha. She had a problem. For a lady, what big problem that can be? There can be other than that. There is nothing. Even death is less for that kind of thing. What happened to Draupadi? Then what happened that time? She also prayed, but she was Nitya Abhiyukta. So what happened? As a servant, the Lord came and gave what? Grace. Direct. मथुरा से सीधी एंट्री जो है वहां पे दरबार में हुई. गजेंद्र मोक्ष is an ideal example of that. Problem यही है, like Gajendra and like Sita, we don't call him. Because Sita was Abhiyukta Nitya, she could call immediately. हमको तो अभी तक नंबर ही नहीं मिला है भगवान का, डायल कब करेंगे? So that being the scene, Ananya Chintayanto Mam is the practical application of entire Upanishadic and Brahma Sutra treatise. That is why it is called as a practical grantha. Abhyas grantha hai Gita. Abhyas means practice. And then he says, also understand one thing. I will come to you the way you want me to come. You want me to come to you as what? As your father? I will come as father. No, I am worshipping day and night only some way, some unscrupulous way I should get money. I will come to you in Pishacha form also, don't worry. Because my entity is very simple. I go to him the way he wants me to come. Because sare roop meri hai. I can come to you as Deva Vrataha. Yanti Deva Vrataha, Devang. Pitru Yanti, Pitru Vrataha. Bhutani Yanti, Bhutejja. Worship, you do the worship, I will give proportionate reward to you. That is why those who do Kamya Karma, बच्चों के admission, थोड़ा पैसा, एक plot, he comes in the same form and we feel कृतकृत्य, भगवान का बहुत दया है, हमारा तो एक फ्लैट हो गया, भीख मांगी आपने और भगवान का सत्कार कर रहे हो। कुबेर के घर में जाके चवन्नी मांग के लाए, called for a 4 anna coin in the darbar of Kuber. This is what we are doing. That is why he says that whosoever who demands I give accordingly. मैं out of way जाके कुछ नहीं देता हूँ। क्यों? इच्छा वही है आपकी। Your desire is what? सुख से रहो, 4 बच्चे हो गए, you I give that. फिर वो सुख उतना ही होता है। क्यों? उस सुख का नेचर ही वैसा होता है। The nature of that happiness is like that. Nobody is asking for bliss. That is why one realized Satpurush Gondolikar Maharaj used to say that I am here to do the business of saffron and everybody is asking tobacco. केशर का धंधा कर रहा हूँ, आप तंबाकू मांग रहे हो। But God says, Yanti devo vratata devan pitru yanti pitru vrataha. That is why if you want to ask for the highest thing, I will give you a very small solution, very, very basic solution. बाकी कुछ नहीं जमता ना, you are not able to do anything else, forget. Just do whatever you do for me. Yad karosi, whatever you do. अरे चोरी भी करना है तो मेरे नाम पे कर. One day uprati will come. Yad karosi, yad juhosi, yad ashnasi, dadasi yad tapasyasi, kaunteya tat karu tat kurushu madarpanam. मुझे दे, जो देना है, तेरा भोग दे, तेरी अच्छी चीज दे, बुरी चीज दे, सब कुछ दे, सब उसको दे. इसीलिए बहुत अच्छा हुआ जिंदगी में भगवान तुमको प्राप्त हो. भगवान ये वायरस है तुमको प्राप्त हो. उसमें अगर मेरे को लग गया तो भगवान तुमको प्राप्त हो. नहीं, यू आर गोइंग टू डाई. भगवान ये बॉडी भी, ये शरीर भी तुमको प्राप्त हो. क्यों? सब तुम्हारा ही है. इट इज गोइंग टू गो टू द सेम वेयर हाउस फ्रॉम वेयर इट हैज कम. तो व्हाई शुड आई बॉदर कि वो जा रहा है कि आ रहा है कि रह रहा है कि जा रहा है, उससे कोई मतलब ही नहीं. क्योंकि मैं वेयर हाउस का मालिक हूँ, मैं माल थोड़ी हूँ. I have identified myself as mal, goods. I am the owner of the goods. And that is the reason why in Chandogya Upanishad there is a प्राण अग्निहोत्र. जब भी खाना खाते हैं, खाने में भी इच्छा रहती है, अरे कब खाऊं, ग्लटनी. नो, ये खाना भी जो है वो यज्ञ है. पूरा 15वां अध्याय उसके ऊपर है. दैट इज व्हाई वी से ओम प्राणाय स्वाहा, अपानाय स्वाहा, उदानाय स्वाहा, समानाय स्वाहा, व्यानाय स्वाहा. हे पंच प्राण, this what I am eating is not mine. मेरा कोई लेना देना नहीं. Say I am not connected with the food. The food is for those 5. So please take it. Prana, please take it. Apana, please take it. Because you will take it, you will become sashakta, and that is how this machine will run. I am not the machine. Aham Vaishwanaro Bhutva. This concept itself, again, Samoham Sarva Bhuteshu Name Dveshati Na Priyaha. Lord has very clearly said. ये ऐसा है अर्जुना, तो मेरा प्रिय शिष्य ऐसे मैंने बोला आपको, बट सही बात बताऊं, मेरे यहाँ पे कोई द्वेष भी नहीं और प्रेम भी नहीं है. ऐसे कैसे हो सकता है कि द्वेष भी नहीं? आप तो मेरे को बोल रहे थे कि आप मेरे बहुत प्रियतम शिष्य हो. I said that, Arjuna, because I was with you in the manifested world. In that transcendental stage, ना तू है ना मैं हूं, तो हम अगर दो है ही नहीं तो प्यार किससे करेंगे और द्वेष किससे करेंगे? तू ही बता. whom should I? Because moment I say that you are close to me, that means you बोल दिया ना मैंने. तो you तब तक है जब तक द्वैत में हो. जब अद्वैत में आ जाओगे, there is no द्वैत. If there is no द्वैत, then न द्वेषति न प्रियः. But one thing, Arjuna, you remember, it must have come to your mind that there are so many people who are doing so many bad things in the world. उनका क्या होगा? Are they condemned forever? कोई फायदा नहीं. ये सब खराब है, दुष्कृत कर, everybody is doing bad deeds and they don't have good thoughts in their mind. They have only raja and tamaguna. When are they going to get some kind of solace from God? God, Bhagwan जाते जाते while Guru makes a last remark and says, अपि सुदुराचारो भजते माम अनन्य भाग साधुर एव स मंतव्यः. सुदुराचार, अच्छी तरह से दुराचार करने वाले भी जो लोग हैं, उनको भी मैं अवेलेबल हूं. My line is always open. Who dials, I don't see. If the dialing is correct, to answer is my nature. फिर वो prostitute हो, we have sant who has come out of prostitution, yes. वो मीरा हो राजघराने की, कोई भी हो. So that being the scene, after talking about all this, the Lord is now coming to describe the glories of what is called as his immanent part, vibhuti. Visheshena bhutva. Visheshena bhutva, that means my special glories. When he's saying vibhuti, special glories, that means some of my glories have been tormented and tarnished by the human beings and other jantus. More so by human beings. I'm not going to talk about that because that is my glory tarnished. Let me tell you my original glories. In whatever there is majestic in this world, whatever majestic you see, whatever incomprehensible you see, whatever great that you see, may it be Aditya, may it be Brahmarshis, may it be Sanaka Sanadana Rishi, may it be Brahma, may it be Suras, may it be oceans, whatever great, majestic, beautiful, splendorous you see is all me. They are all my glories. But don't get waylaid by that. Why? If you go by the splendor of mine, you might think that splendor is my nature. No. Splendor is my manifestation. Then what is my nature? That is what many people don't understand. That is why I say, the Lord says, Na me viduhu suragana, na me viduhu. Even gods cannot understand who I am. Why we can't understand? Aham adihi devanam maharshim. ये देव जो है, gods are there, gods and maharshis are after me. I created them. Their sustenance is from me. How can they understand me? Therefore, them also it is difficult. Sattva guna pariposhita Bhagavan Dev. If they are finding it difficult to understand the Brahman or the Lord's true nature, what about we who are at the lowest of the Saptalokas, Bhuloka, with umpteen numbers of Papa? This is all to give the depth of study that is required. Sadhana, abhyasa, kitna chahiye, how much is required here? Na anto asti mama divyanam vivitanam parantapa. Parantapa, Arjuna, there is no end to my vibhuti. Ye main thoda sa अंश बताया. I have just told you little bit of बहुना एतेन किम ज्ञातेन तव अर्जुना. अर्जुना छोड़ दो, मेरी विभूति कितनी सुनोगे आप? बिकॉज मैं इतना सा बताया, उसमें एक अध्याय पूरा निकल गया. और कितना बताऊं, क्योंकि बताने लायक इतना है, बिकॉज मेरा इमैनेंट manifestation is endless. So how many vibhuti should I turn? And another thing is, what is the need for you to know all this? Bahuna etena kim jnatena tava arjunaha विष्टभ्यम अहम इदम कृत्स्नम एकांशन स्थितो जगतः. इतना जान लो कि मेरा एक ये अंश है जो डिस्क्राइब ही नहीं किया जा सकता. My immanent glories, which cannot be described irrespective of the kala that you give me, is even then 0.2% or अंश of me. क्यों? ये अंग अंगी रिलेशन है. ये जो अंगी एंड अंग रिलेशन मीन्स व्हाट? ये मेरा हाथ है, ये मेरी उंगली है, ये मेरा नाखून है. दिस इज माय नेल, दिस इज माय फिंगर, दिस इज माय हैंड, दिस इज माय जॉइंट. दिस कितने डिस्क्राइब करोगे? व्हाई? बिकॉज शरीरम इज द अंगी. ये अंग है, अंग प्रत्यंग, अंग प्रत्यंग, अंग प्रत्यंग बोलते हैं. वैसे ये मेरे ऑल मैनिफेस्टेशन है, इनको सबको जोड़ के मैं बनता हूँ. इसमें बहुत सारी चीजें, देयर आर सो मेनी थिंग्स व्हिच आर नॉट इवन जॉइंड इन दैट. So with these kind of glories, Arjuna, don't go for so many immanent things. How much you want to know? Just remember that this is just a minor manifestation of me. Then what should I know? Know me directly. Once you know me, all this will be known to you automatically. Why? Because you will be me. I want the yogi in you to come and be one with me. And once you become one with me, you will not ask any question. Why? Because you will be the one at my place. That means you and me are not two. At that point, all the manifestations will be yours only. So why keep counting now? because you'll be losing all the time in counting my glories. Have the glories, enjoy the glories, but in all the glories, do see my transcendent nature. Don't go by my eminence alone. My eminence is the immediate glory that will attract you. Bhagwan Ram, our own Sadguru, he will attract you with his talk, with his walk, with his this, with the Gurudev Aisathe, Gurudev Aisathe. Yes, that is my immanent glory. Gurudev kahan the? That is my transcendental stage. Reach where Chinmayananda reached, Gurudev reached. Start from the down, doesn't matter. Everything what Gurudeva said, everything the way Gurudeva behaved, have the glories, have the majesties, have the vibhutis in you. Be appreciative of that, but that is the beginning. The end and the destination is only when you reach the transcendental aspect of me, you have reached the ultimate destination. This, in the shortest possible, is the gist of 9th and 10th Adhyaya. Whatever little my dull wit could understand, with the grace of Gurudeva, I could communicate. Hari Om.
Sanjay ji, I have a few questions as usual, but I'll wait for other sadhaks.
Yes.
Okay, while they are coming. So Sanjay ji, one, I think you said so, but the shlokas I got were shloka 5, 6, 7.
Yes, please.
I got shlokas 6 to 10, which talk about I am in everything, everything is in me. But so that initial part. And one thing that really worked for me, and I was sharing with the sadhaks in the morning, was to simplify it. So basically, every time you hear this example of a pot and the mud and the gold and the jewelry, but last night, as just keeping the mind quiet, I broke it down into very 3 simple things and then one at a time. It really helped to at least get the basic. Then hopefully we can build on it. But in the contrast to that, when I'm listening to the glories of the Lord in chapter 10, then it becomes fairly. So why would I go after Kapila and not Jamini and not someone else, right? They're all equally proficient. Why would I go after mind and not other? They're all equally, there's no distinction, right? So that is confusing me a bit to start with.
Hari Om. We very rightly said, immanence is manifestation. So whenever anything manifests, anything that is manifested is vikara vasha. So whether we are talking of Kapila, whether we are talking of Rishi, whether we are talking of Saptarshi, all of them have reached the height of comprehending the Atma Tattvam or Parabrahman, but till that point they are still manifested things. So if I follow the manifestation, that could be the way of starting the journey. But manifestation cannot be the destination. The destination shall be the cause of manifestation. So Kapila became Kapil Rishi because of what? That is the destination. So Vibhuti is, Bhu word is there. Bhavati iti bhutaha. That which has manifested. So manifested splendors are nothing else but the signs or the calls of the nature, as they call it, for the deluded jiva to be called towards the Parabrahman. But the destination, if you see, is nothing else but the transcendental, which is not immanent, which is causeless, Nitya Shuddha Brahma. That is why for Arjuna to understand, while describing the Vibhutis, Lord is trying to say, look, this, all majestic is me only. But before that, he has already said that whatever has manifested, I am there, but I am not that which has manifested. In the sense, me as such should not be considered as manifested one, howsoever splendorous it may be. So that is why Gurudeva, howsoever the manifestation as a human being he was, we may have ballads of songs for him, but his real nature was beyond the immanence that we saw. So that is why Gurudeva also, when he calls himself towards him, he is not calling himself ourselves towards his manifested form. He is pointing to the unmanifested. through the manifested Krishna, because Lord himself is the manifested Krishna, is talking about unmanifested. So that is why, from the point of view of upasana, dhyana, manifested one is to be taken as the first prerogative, because that is the way to move forward. But that should be kept in mind that it is not the destination. The destination is, even if supposing the highest manifestation is there, it is still penultimate, not the ultimate. The ultimate is transcending that, which is the most difficult form of journey that anybody undertakes. And that is why it is clearly said that that final jump, quantum jump, can only be with the help of hand of a guru, nobody else.
Hari Om.
Hari Om. Hari Om, Sanjay ji, can you throw some light more on the Buddhi Yoga? Because it is explained there in chapter 2 and chapter 18, and a little bit of confusion with respect to what is the difference between Karma Yoga and Buddhi Yoga, and here more appeals to be the Bhakti Yoga. Hari Om.
When we talk about Karma Yoga, it is anusyuta, it is implied that we are talking about some action. Now, when we are talking about obvious action, we all know, getting involved into this world. Actions which are not so obvious is thinking. It's not so obvious, it doesn't look as a karma to us, but it is still a karma. Vichar is also karma. The question is, if I start slowly dousing the fire of karma in me, then I reach a stage where the transformation of intellect for the sake of karma starts dwindling down, and the intellect gets freed from the objective assessment. In Gurudeva's words, the objective mind and the subjective mind slowly starts separating. And the separation is because the joining factor between the two being ego, when ego as a glue starts becoming less and less, the subjective mind, or subjective mind, which is basically the intellect, separates from the subjective mind. Separates to such an extent that not only it separates from object, but it even starts walking towards separation from subjective feeling itself. Now, I hope I'm making some sense in what I'm talking. The time when we are using our intellect or buddhi to dissociate ourselves from our mind and mindly activities, which are basically the objective nature of the activities, then buddhi starts gaining a freedom from the attachments, or freedom from the usage of the buddhi for vritti jnana. So there are no more vrittis coming, and then the intellect, since it is not engaged, it disengages itself from the vrittis. Such an intellect, buddhi, becomes a pure silvery receptacle, a crystal receptacle for chit. This is that stage where the meditation ultimately takes you to the end. This is Buddhi Yoga. Now the Buddhi, in its purest form, disengaged form, in its original purity, like a crystal, is ready to receive the light of Almighty, or the Chidabhasa now is clearly felt to an extent that Chidabhasa and Chit almost merges with each other, and that is the moment when Atma Sakshatkara happens. The Chit itself is perceived by Chidabhas, because Chidabhas alone cannot perceive Chit. Chidabhas starts perceiving Chit, and a moment comes, Chidabhas goes on, only Chit remains. That is precisely the moment of intense peak of white meditation, as Gurudeva calls it. We saw it in Kathopanishad. So this utilization of buddhi is nothing else but the intellectual application. That's why we call it Buddhi Yoga. We can also say a perusal or a pursual of jnanam is nothing else but the same process. And when this process is happening, because the chit, the ultimate principle is Satchit Ananda Swarupa, Because Anandam exudes in you, this Anandam leads to the attitude of looking towards everybody as an object of love. Everything in this world looks to be full of nothing else but Premamaya. And that is where Jnanottar Bhakti comes for Udaya. That is called Jnanottar Bhakti Udaya. So first you have Jnana, then again Bhakti emerges in that. There are also a process where Bhakti is done first and Jnana Udaya is after that. And again after Jnana there is Jnanottar Bhakti. So that means the Prem that comes, initially we have Prem only with one Ishta Devata. So we go through the Bhakti Marga. We think nothing. Tukaram Maharaj only Vittala, 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 Vittala. And then that Vittal gets transcended and Jnanam arises in the mind of Tukaram Maharaj. And after Jnanam also, she still continues to worship Ramakrishna Paramahamsa. After Nirvikalpa Samadhi also, Mata, Kalima, 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 Ma Amar Ki Kalo. Where is my Kalima? That is because Jnanottar Bhakti again jakhad ke rakhti hai. The Prema Sambandham. So these are the stages of sadhaka. So Buddhi Yoga is a deliberate attempt by a sadhaka, may it be a yogi or a jnana yogi or a sankhya yogi as it is called, to deliberately utilize his intellect in the manner so that it dissociates itself from the objectivity in the beginning, so that the chittam is stabilized, vrittis are brought under control, and then the vrittis are so annihilated that he as a subject, that feeling also goes away. That is why moment he has a feeling as a subject and the vrittis are not there, it is Savikalpa Samadhi. Moment the vrittis are also not there, the subject forgets that he is the subject, it is Nirvikalpa Samadhi. For you.
Okay. So when Prakriti comes into being, in the Avyakt form, it has three gunas which are in balance, right? This was clear in the last lecture. So the formation of things happen when these gunas become imbalanced, which basically means all forms have all gunas, right? It cannot be, so however good you might be or bad you might be, even Ishwar form will have a combination of these gunas. That is correct. One more thing you said earlier was the four things, 20 are clear in the four tattvas. I couldn't find that lecture again. Ahankara is also clear. Buddhi is also clear. The remaining two are Mahat and is it Mahat or is it Chit in the 24th? So in commentary of some of the people, I'm seeing Chit, which is I think subconscious and memory, and in some other it is Mahat, which is cosmic intelligence, which is seen in Sankhya as the first manifestation of Mool Prakriti, right? So which is in 24 tattvas, if you want to see which was is the best way to read other scriptures, so that's clear.
I think there is little confusion that usually happens and has happened in this question also. It is clear. We have Advaita has taken Sankhya Tattva Jnana into its fold, but it has taken it with some exceptions. For example, you will not find Mahat Tattva in Advaita. It is a Sankhya Tattva Jnana Tattva. So according to Sankhyas, when Prakriti manifests, after Prakriti, the first born is Mahat, and after Mahat, the Buddhi, and after Buddhi, the Ahankar. That is how the Sankhya Tattva Jnana goes. If you look at the Vishwaswarup or creation of the world, in Sankhya it goes like this. In case of Advaita, Mahat Tattva is not taken into account because there Prakriti, instead of that the word Maya is used, and from Maya moment there is a Gunakshobha, a Samya Avastha of these three gunas, the manifestation starts. And for that manifestation, they straight away starts with gunas and combinations and permutations. So the Sattva Guna Samuha will cause Antakarana. Each Sattva Guna will give one Jnanendriya. Each Rajoguna will give one Karmendriya. Tamo Pradhana Prakriti will create Panchamahabhuta. That is how the Advaita creation goes. There is a slight difference between Sankhya and Advaita when it comes to the Sthula Vishwa Utpadan. So that is why sometimes we get this confusion. We have to keep it very clear. Either we follow Sankhya, then it is Prakriti, Mahat, Buddhi, Ahankar, and then all the other manifestations come. After that, it becomes closer to Advaita. But in the beginning, these two Tattvajnanas differ a slight. That is why Tattvas also, Now we have Sukshma Sharira in Advaita, it has different tattvas. What it does is it takes only 17 tattvas for the Linga Sharira according to Advaita. Pancha Karmendriya, Pancha Jnanendriya, Pancha Pran, and Manabuddhi. That's it. Satra is Linga Sharira according to Advaita. If we go towards this, then the tattvas go to 24 because they take Mancha Mahabhuta. So Pancha Karmendriya, Pancha Jnanendriya, Pancha Prana, Pancha Mahabhuta 20, Manabuddhi Chitta Ahankar 4, 24 tattvas. So depends on which puritanical school you are following. So if you are studying only Sankhya Shastra, you will see this 24 tattvas. Over the period, because it got so much mixed with the Advaita Tattvajnana, sometimes interchangeably word like Prakriti is used, sometimes Purush is used, sometimes Maya is used. But here it is Brahman as used, here it is Maya is used. So this is intermixing. In puritanical manner, 24 tattvas of Sankhya's, as I told you, as I narrated, they are different. Here the 17 tattvas which are given as a Sukshma Sharira, they are different because Pancha Kosha Viveka is speciality of Advaita. Shankaracharya's gift it is to us. But Triguna and this Sthula Sharir, Sukshma Sharir Utpatti is Sankhya's gift to the Advaita. But now Sankhya's and this has been almost kind of mixed. That is why Gurudeva says that entire second Adhyay, but the entire whole thing is created on the basis of Sankhya. If you come towards yoga, the yoga itself is based on Sankhya. So there is some amount of intermixing that has happened. But if there is any specific question that you feel that is not clear in terms of Sankhya Tattvajnanam, you can post anytime or you can send the message. Are you? Just to add one line, one of the reasons why we are getting this confusion is we are approaching the Shastra, Shaddarshanas, in a very selective manner. The way of learning Chaturdasha Vidyasthan is very simple. First 4 Vedas, uske baad Vedangas, then Upangas. That is how the learning used to be there in earlier days. In fact, Bhagavad Gita was the last to be read. Unfortunately, with the change of time, we start with Bhagavad Gita first, then we try to find out what is Nyaya, then we take little bit of Nyaya, then we go to Sankhya, in between we go to atomic theory of Kanada's Vaisheshika, and then from there, then there are tattvas there are dravyas here, and then it gets confused. That is because systematically each darshana has not been studied by us. And sometimes systematic study of Nyaya itself might take couple of years if you have to do it in real details. Purva Mimamsa might take more than a year to understand. So we are trying to get only the gist of it and focus more on Advaita because that is the culmination of all. Hari.
Hari Om Sanjay ji, thank you very much. Balaji, Hari Om. I really enjoyed the sharing the knowledge in a very condensed and beautiful manner. I just came in to just to elaborate with on what our Pradeep ji had asked. Just a message to Pradeep ji that looking at verse 10:10, chapter 10:10 alone, if you look at Buddhi Yoga, it might look inclined towards Bhakti, but suggest a suggestion to read 10 and 11 together. You will get a lot of clarity on what Buddhi Yoga essentially means. So once the Jnanam has come, it is by His grace that you apply in your daily lives. So that essentially is Buddhi Yoga. When the Jnanam becomes wisdom, when knowledge becomes wisdom, that perhaps, in my understanding, seems to be more logical. That is Buddhi Yoga. Jnanam is essential, but for Jnanam to set inside, Satata Yuktam and Priti Purvaka Bhajatam. These are the 2 pre-qualifications essential for one to imbibe that knowledge. And once that happens, by His grace, in 11th verse, Bhagavan says, residing in oneself, residing in his heart, I then destroy the Ajnanam and bring out the Jnanam. So I think the birth of knowledge in action is essentially, to me, Buddhi Yoga. So just I wanted to trigger this thought so that if there is any correction, Sanjay can also help us to get a better understanding. Hari Om.
No, if no more questions, Sukumarji, we can do the closing prayers.
सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः, सर्वे सन्तु निरामय, सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु, मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत्। असतो मा सद्गमय, तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय, मृत्योर्मा अमृतं गमय। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। हरिः ओम श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। हरिः ओम।